A Royal Navy officer has been killed and another critically injured after a shooting on board Britain's most advanced nuclear-powered submarine. One seaman was arrested in the incident, which happened during a tour of the sub by local officials, including the mayor and the council leader. HMS Astute had been berthed at Southampton's eastern docks since Wednesday as part of a 5-day official visit. Just before 12:15 this afternoon, the Ministry of Defence notified Hampshire Police there had been an incident on board. Our chief correspondent, Alex Thompson, is in Southampton. Alex.
Well, this is about as near as we can get on the eastern side of the Southampton water where the sub is moored tonight. Have a look at this, though. This is the shot from the other side of Southampton water, and you can see she remains berthed here amid tight security. That would be fairly normal for a vessel of this type, but it's increased tonight for obvious reasons. Picture the scene just after noon this afternoon. Group of 11 school children about to go aboard the vessel for their visit. Suddenly shots ring out and they are whisked away. Understandably shocked tonight, but unhurt. On the vessel itself, you have the mayor, you have the council leader, and you have the chief executive of the council. Suddenly the shots occur, and a man is wrestled to the ground. And the council leader, in fact, one Royston Smith, was one of those involved in wrestling that man to the ground to be subsequently arrested. All in all, another bizarre, unfortunate chapter in the short service history of this nuclear submarine. Life aboard the cramped interior decks of HMS Astute. Capable of remaining at sea for 3 months, she'd been out for 46 days before berthing at Southampton for a 5-day civic visit. Police say an able seaman has been arrested, and it's believed he was a guard on security detail and thus weapons qualified.
A firearm has been discharged, which resulted in 2 crew members being injured. One of these injuries proved fatal. The other crew member was taken to hospital in Southampton with significant injuries. His condition is now described as stable.
Our thoughts are very much with the family of the victims today, who have been informed of this tragic event, and our focus is on supporting them, the friends of the victims, and also the shipmates that are left in HMS Astute.
The shootings happened aboard HMS Astute, berthed at Southampton's eastern docks, as both Southampton's mayor, council leader and chief executive of the council were aboard for a visit. An MOD internal investigation has begun as Hampshire Police conduct their own inquiries with the man in their custody tonight. Armed police, firefighters, paramedics and the Hampshire and Isle of Wight Air Ambulance were on the scene soon after the police were alerted by a call at 12 minutes past noon. HMS Astute is not a lucky vessel. She hit a shingle bank and grounded between the Scottish mainland and the Isle of Skye back in October. She then subsequently broke down and had to limp back to port. That grounding cost Andy Coles his command of the sub. Commander Ian Beckridge replaced him. Launched in June 2007, Astute was welcomed into service last August at Faslane Naval Base in the Clyde Estuary. 7,800 tons and over 100 yards long, she's capable of firing cruise missiles and spearfish torpedoes. She is the first of a fleet of 6 nuclear submarines built to replace the ageing Trafalgar-class subs. Tonight, Hampshire Police say there was no terrorist dimension to what happened here today and no threat to the wider public. So we understand that the man in custody with Hampshire Police, an able seaman, that weapon discharge was the standard issue, a British Army rifle, if you like, the SA-80. It's about that big, so we're not exactly talking a handgun here. It's a major firearm. And the question really arises as to how that man had access to the gun. My understanding is it was at the changeover of the guard involved in this vessel, and that's when this incident occurred. But the police are saying that they have over 30 witnesses, so as you can imagine in a situation like this in a confined area, a lot of people saw a lot of things. The key message though from the authorities tonight, one you'd expect, pretty obvious I suppose, that they are making it very clear there was no, as they put it, terrorist dimension to anything that happened today, and that there was no nuclear danger of any sort whatsoever, this obviously being a nuclear submarine.